Hello, welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to try to muddle through this voiceover and hope that it makes sense. So, last summer, the summer of 2024, I set out to declutter my entire house. And I was like, I could do it in a summer. No problem. I'll do a week on each space. I failed miserably. This is why. This is the project that derailed everything. And this is why I didn't get further than I wanted to last summer. So let me tell you about this space. This is my younger daughter's room. And she's a messy person. I'm a messy person. My whole family's kind of messy. And I'm trying to get a handle on all that. So I'm doing this decluttering. And when I got to her room, which was like maybe number 5 on the list, which I think it is again as well, I went into her room and we went into her closet. I have a video up of when we redid her closet, made it really functional for her. We put all these baskets in. We tailored it to her needs because I was hoping that it would help her to be able to function better in this closet space and it would just, stay clean and organized. That didn't happen. So we're in here. I'm going through her clothes. I'm trying to help her get rid of stuff. We went through all of her dresses. We're folding things up, putting it away, whatever. Basic things when you clean and declutter a little kid room. Since I was in her room, since we've moved into this house, we moved in 2022. And I wanted to redo the spaces, but we don't have a lot of extra time because we're renovating another house. I mean, I talk about that all the time. You're probably sick of hearing about it. But I do try to get some areas done. So we did my older daughter's room, and I have done my son's room, although I don't know what I did with all that footage. So when I find it, I'll be posting that too. But I redid his room. And then it was time to do her room. So I prioritized the closet so that this space would function better for her because she was getting really overwhelmed with how her closet was before. It was just like a long bar, the length of the closet. And it was difficult to organize and, do things in there and whatever. Anywho, so now that I was back in this space, I was like, you know what? I want to redo this room. I may as well do it while I'm decluttering, and I'll take a little bit of extra time to finish this room, but that's okay because it won't take long just to slap some paint on the walls, And I was horribly wrong. I failed miserably at it. It took up whatever. I think it was like July of the 2024 when I started this decluttering project, and it took until school started. So like a month and a half just to get through the decluttering and get through the cleaning process and then get through the painting. And it was just a mess. And like I said, it derailed all my other decluttering projects for that summer. All right, so we got this space sorted and figured out. I've got 2 empty baskets up there. This middle bin is totally empty. And this basket is totally empty. We took out all of the clothes that are like too warm for summer and stuff that didn't fit her quite right, and we're back to a manageable space. We got her dance bag, her purse, and then there's the extra hooks for when her bathrobe turns back up, backpack, and jacket. So I just got a vacuum in here. This space is done. I'm gonna close the door and not think about it again, and it's gonna stay clean, right?
Right.
Okay. At this point in the project, we are heavily focused on the decluttering portion of everything. I think my goal for this was to try to hush this space. It's something that Minimal Mom talks about. I like the idea where you clear everything out and kind of let it rest before you put things back in. All right, so we cleaned out this baby box, sorted through all the babies, and took all the junk out of here. And so this is clean. I'm not removing this from the room because I don't have anywhere to put it, and we sorted through it. So it's just babies, and then she's got a bottle and a couple animals in here, and that's fine. I'm leaving this in here, but then we're trying to get this stuff cleared up. All right, I've reached my tolerance with this project for today. The kids are fighting. I just can't do any more of this. So we did get this cleaned off, cleaned out all the drawers, wiped everything down. This is ready to be reorganized. This needs to go elsewhere. So this is pretty good. And then the closet's clean, the baby box is clean. Everything is ready to go. There's our doggy. Get down. And I decided I'm going to pull the trim off in this room. I have this handy little tool here. I used this on her closet. It was wonderful. So I'm just gonna start pulling it, and then I'll mark the backs with where it goes, and then hopefully it'll go really nice. Got the little bits of furniture here. She's got a few things left to clean up. We put her bed into my bedroom, so she'll be staying in there for a couple nights. And that only took me 40 minutes, including moving the dresser and the furniture around. Not bad. That little tool's awesome. I'm gonna brag about that every time I use it. I would buy it again 100 times. Although I don't need to, it's pretty sturdy. So I'm gonna go through, patch everything up, probably wash the walls, take down pet nets, crap like that. That'll be tomorrow's project. And then tonight, the only thing left is I'm gonna get the trim hauled out to the garage so that when we get a chance, we can start painting it. So not much today, but it's a start and I'm happy with that. Everything is mostly spackled. I'm gonna have my husband take the shelves and the TV down. And then there's one little hook right there in the ceiling that I can't reach. And then everything's done except this. It said if it's too thick, you have to do 2 layers. So we'll let that set and then I'll put the second layer in. And then I'll probably be able to sand and scrub tonight still, but we'll see how it goes. So this project is going super slow. It's been almost a week, I think, since we started it. And I haven't made a ton of progress, but we've got a lot of things going on. Like we're working on a lot of different projects and we're renovating a house, and not this house, also this house, but a different house. So it's going really slow. I'm back in here. It's been a few days. I've got all the stuff patched up, sanded down. I wiped the walls down, got all the dust off of it. We are now going to put drop cloths on the stuff that I had to leave in here, try to cover the carpet. My daughter's gonna come in and help. I wasn't gonna...
Hey!
Get out of here. My daughter's gonna help. I wasn't gonna have her help because I wanted it to be a surprise, but I want the help. I'm kind of stressed out today and I just want this to get done. So I'm having her help. She's trying to find the drop cloth. And leave that, please. Leave it. This is how my whole week's been. Pick those up. Kids are driving me crazy. Well, you're gonna have to.
But it's too tiny.
Shrink your butt. I brought my speaker too, and I don't actually know how I'm gonna play music because I'm filming and I film with my phone, so maybe I'll just turn it on in the other room real loud. I don't know. Anywho, I'm gonna start with the ceiling and I'll get as much footage as I can and we'll see how it goes. All right, it's hard to tell in this light, but the wall's kind of like a teal color, and I'm painting it this light blue. But I thought this was funny. This is like all those videos you see where it's the same color, but the way the light hits it makes it look really different because this wall looks like a completely different color, but it's not. And I think that's funny. That was my little practical example of color theory there, so hope you enjoyed that. So anyways, the ceiling, we're painting blue. I'm planning on doing Minecraft clouds. All of it seemed so perfect in my head. My entire plan for this room was to do one side of the room where her bed was going to end up be a night side. And then the other side of the room was going to be the day side. And if you've played Minecraft, you know how the sky changes. And it literally, you can watch it change from like day to night and night to day. And it's cool. It's really fun to watch. If you don't play Minecraft, it's just like a sunrise and a sunset, and the night sky, rises. It's a neat thing to see, a neat graphic in the game. It's going to be, what the heck is this lady doing with this room? But hopefully it'll all make sense when I'm done, and it'll look really cool for this kid over here, because I have a vision. I am not artistic, and I'm not some good painter. So I'm hoping this comes together the way that I want. In my head, I was like, okay, I'll just ombre the sides and it won't be any big deal. I've seen people do that before. I could do that, right? Of course. So I watched, I don't know, a couple videos. I probably looked something up on Google. So basically, I was an expert and I was all gung ho about doing this. I got my colors out, I got my sparkles out because I have to sparkle everything. And I was ready to go with this. Through my research that I did, and, air quotes, I did all my research. I thought you slap 3 colors on the wall and you just kind of like mix them, So if I had the light blue and then I wanted to go to dark blue, I'll just mix the 2 colors and slap it in the middle. And then that's an ombre wall, because that's what it looked like to me. So that's what I did. And that is not how you ombre a wall. So it was intense, man. All right, we got that color done. It definitely needs a second coat. And you can see all the edges from the roller where there was still blue in the paint tray. It's totally fine. Oh, we got to get around that.
I will.
Okay, just use the brush and go really careful. This is definitely one of those trust the process. And if it turns out like my vision, then I'm good, because it's looking fine for me so far. But it does look like a disgusting mess, and you're probably thinking, what the heck is going on? Okay, this is the first coat. It's dry. I did blend the top a little bit. The blue looks pretty good, and there's only maybe a couple speckles where it didn't coat very well, but mostly it's really good as far as the coat goes. So I'm not going to do a second coat on like the ceiling or the top part, but I am going to need to get some of the blue out just to blend it. So I'm going to start with the purple in the container and try to work my way down to make this look not crappy. At this point, watching this footage, I just have to chuckle, because I really thought that I was doing this the way it was supposed to be done. And I was like, yeah, this is looking great. It's all going to come together. Just keep going and it'll come together. Boy, was I wrong. And it was super funny too, because like my little daughter came in and she was like, oh, wow, okay. And I was like, whoa, what do you mean? Like, what's wrong with it? And I think it's looking really good. And she's like, yeah. And she was trying to be nice, but I think that she understood that it sucked. And then my husband came in and he's like, oh, well, maybe once we get a bunch of furniture on the walls, you won't really notice it. And I'm like, well, tell me what's wrong with it. I don't understand. Because to me, I'm like, wow, this is great. And to everybody else, they were like, this is awful. Like, just dump a bucket of paint on it right now. I was still in that like euphoric state where I was like, this is so pretty and these colors are beautiful and I'm so proud of this. It was so funny thinking about their reactions when they would come in and they're like, yeah, great job. And I'm like, okay. Look at this lazy kitty hanging out with me, not doing anything. That face. Alright, so I showed this to my daughter, who's an artist, and I am not an artist. So, just as a reminder, this is what I was leaving it as. I felt like that was blended to the best of my abilities. And then down here. So she looked at it and basically told me it looked like she said it nicely, but that's what she was saying. So I went back to the drawing board and watched a few more videos and became even more of an expert. And I tried out a spot by the closet over here. It's blended up, it's still wet, but I think when it dries you won't notice the white line. Hopefully it'll all blend in, and redo all this. And then if it looks like it's worth the effort, then I'll redo all this. So I didn't do that yet, but I can definitely see where it's actually blended and this is not blended. So that's what I'm working on now. I won't put you through the grueling process of watching me. So I did end up re-blending all of that side. Those were some still shots of kind of the process, and there was like this weird middle section because the colors didn't match up perfectly. But I ended up pretty much redoing that whole side again, and it does look a lot better. It's still not perfect, but it looks a lot better than it did, and I'm happy that my daughter let me know that it didn't look great, so that at least I had a chance to fix it instead of just trying to make me feel good. You know, it's hard to get critique, but in the long run, as long as it's constructive and nice, it's better. You know what I mean? Well, I did manage to get all the painting done. I got my daughter back into her room. We called this project done around, I don't know, the first week in September, I believe it was, because it was a couple days after school started. So this was definitely a big hiccup in my decluttering plan for last year. And that's kind of why I stopped. Just because it was like, I don't know, do you ever have it where like something derails you, and instead of being like, oh, not a big deal, you shut down and everything stops? That's what happened with me. That's not uncommon for me. That's part of the reason why this year for my decluttering, I'm still trying to do my entire house. I've gone back and redid parts that I did already last summer, and I've given myself a month for each space. So I know I haven't been posting great. I'm not really good at like keeping up on the editing and the posting, but I have been doing the spaces, and I have been running into the issue where things derail me and then I stop, and I'm trying to work through that. But this room, it had to be done again. And I think that'll be like a part 2 to her room, which I'll probably edit after I'm done with this video. Not sure how close together they're going to get posted, but I am going to be working on that one next, essentially. But her room got decluttered in May. I think she was space number 5. So it'll be like space number 5, part 2. I keep thinking about Minimal Mom and her saying, if it's not working, you need to go further and you need to go further. Hopefully it'll look better when there's not all this junk here, but it's done. Got a little wonky up there. It's kind of curving up, but I don't think it looks terrible. I think it'll look really pretty once everything's how it needs to be. This just doesn't look great at all, but that is looking pretty good. This is the trim. We just took it outside to get it painted. And then I'll have a couple pictures of the clouds on the ceiling, but I don't have any footage of that, and I'm not sure why. But in an effort to get her back into her room as soon as possible, I didn't finish up a lot of the details, painting the door, making sure the trim on the window was all painted. So I actually still have things to do in that room.
In your room.
Come on in. Turn around.
This is so cool!
Oh my god.
Thank you!
She didn't see it yet.
Nope. What do you think?
Oh, those are clouds! Those are so cool! Those are so cool! I love this room!